Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mike. Well, today we're covering a serious health issue in the Philippines that I think doesn't get talked about enough. It should be discussed more because it is the fastest growing disease in the Philippines. But it doesn't get talked about because it's a sensitive topic. But I'm going to talk about it. The Philippines has one of the fastest growing HIV epidemics in the Asia Pacific. One of the most disturbing things to me is that there was this other YouTube channel where the host interviewed people on the street, and a few of them didn't even know what HIV was. They didn't know how deadly it is or how you can get it. New diagnoses have surged dramatically over the last decade here in the Philippines. Treatment coverage still gaps, and young people are being hit the hardest. I'll walk through the latest statistics, explain simple projections based on those trends, and finish with practical steps people and communities can take. So what's happening now? HIV infections in the Philippines rose very rapidly in the 2010s and are still increasing. By mid-2025, international agencies and the Department of Health estimate roughly 250,000 Filipinos are living with HIV. In plain numbers, recent estimates put the total number of people living with HIV at about 252,800. And that's in the year 2025. New diagnoses have risen steeply from 2010 to the mid-2020s. The number of new HIV cases rose by several 100%. For example, one summary reported roughly 550% increase from 4,400 new cases in 2010 to about 29,600 in 2024. Amazing. That means every day in recent reporting periods, about 50 to 60 people are newly diagnosed. Those are not abstract numbers. That's 50 to 60 lives per day facing a life-changing diagnosis. So who is the most affected? The epidemic in the Philippines has concentrated patterns. Most new infections are among men who have sex with other men and young people. Also, younger age groups like teens and young adults have seen disproportionately large increases in new cases year after year, raising concerns about gaps in prevention, testing, education, and youth-friendly services. Regional data also shows rising cases outside of Metro Manila, meaning that the epidemic is geographically spreading. So what about treatment and care? Testing and treatment coverage are improving, but still incomplete. Of the estimated people living with HIV in recent estimates, roughly 55 to 66% have been diagnosed, and among those diagnosed, only about 2/3 are reported to be on antiretroviral therapy. That leaves substantial numbers of people who either don't know they have HIV or are not yet on life-saving treatment. Increasing testing, removing barriers to care, and retaining people on therapy are core priorities. So where could things go? Projections always depend on assumptions: testing, prevention tools, behavior change, and funding. But using current trajectory data gives a worrying picture if nothing changes. If new infections remain at roughly 2019 to 2024 growth rates, people living with HIV could approach or exceed 300,000 within a few years, driven by sustained daily new diagnoses and improved survival on therapy. Several agencies estimate already show the number climbing from 189,000 at the end of 2023 to 215,000 in 24 and to 252,800 in 2025. That pace implies continued substantial increases unless prevention and diagnoses are scaled up. On the optimistic side, rapid expansion of testing, immediate ART for everyone diagnosed, and wider availability of prevention tools for high-risk groups could bend the curve down, reducing new infections, lowering community viral load, and reducing onward transmission within the next 3 to 5 years. But that requires teamwork, funding, health worker training, and stigma reduction campaigns. So why do projections matter? They matter because they guide resource planning. How many people need ART? How much lab capacity is required? How many counselors? And how to budget prevention programs for younger people. If the country continues to see tens of new diagnoses daily, health services will be strained and more infections will occur through networks that are not reached by current programs. Conversely, investments now in testing and prevention pay off quickly by preventing future infections and reducing long-term treatment costs. In closing, the numbers are clear. The Philippines faces a rapidly rising HIV epidemic with real human costs. But it doesn't have to be that way. With scaled testing, better access to prevention, faster treatment initiation, and stronger anti-stigma action, the trend can be altered. If this video helped you understand the situation better, please remember that awareness matters and knowledge is power. Well, that'll wrap up this video. I realize this wasn't an entertaining video. Nevertheless, it's awesome if you've made it this far because HIV is an important health concern to be aware of. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and click or tap the bell notification for future videos. Thanks for watching. Protect yourselves. God bless, and peace out.